Hey guys, I'm Valerie and today I'm filming from this random background, but I thought it was a really cool snapshot of what Africa is really like. So you have construction because construction is everywhere when you're in Africa because it's just so fast growing. You have lots of palm trees and greens, you have these like incredible houses, and then like a block away, you can't really see it in this video, but there's like mud houses. So it's just kind of a mix of everything. And so I thought this was a cool setting just to give you a glimpse, and also because I want to go over the 5 myths about backpacking Africa. The things that kind of like drive me crazy, that like make me so mad whenever I hear them on the TV or on the internet. So myth number 1 is that you can't backpack Africa. That's not true. I backpacked Africa. There are tons of backpackers in Africa. I would actually run into the same backpackers in different countries because there's a lot of similar routes that everyone takes. So you can definitely independently travel Africa if that's what you want to do, and that's of course what I think you should do. Second thing is people think Africa is too dangerous. I actually feel safer in most African countries than I do when I'm back home in the United States, and I know a lot of other people that feel that way too. Of course you should always be careful, but I don't think Africa has necessarily more risk than other places around the world. I think it just has different risk, and I think if you're a smart traveler you can avoid most of them. But if you are really worried about travel, on my homepage I have like a free PDF that you can download on 5 reasons why you can feel safer in Africa. So that will help you if you're kind of worried. The third thing is people think it's either like too expensive or too cheap. So I hear both. It's kind of funny. So it can be really expensive if you're just doing safaris and gorilla trekking. Like that can add up to be very expensive. But you don't have to do that. There's like a lot of just cool everyday stuff, laying on the beach, going to the market, like that kind of stuff is free and it's really awesome and you should do it. And then sometimes people think Africa is just so cheap, so they come without a budget and then they're surprised by how expensive it can be. And there are things that can be quite costly. So most likely your trip is going to be a mix of maybe the everyday routine backpacking kind of cheap stuff, and then of course you're going to want to do a couple things like maybe trekking gorillas or rafting the Nile, things that might cost a little bit more money. Okay, the 4th myth is that everybody thinks that you have to volunteer when you come to Africa. And that's what I thought the first time I came to Africa. I also volunteered. And then that's when I realized that volunteering in Africa is actually not a good idea, and it actually can cause a lot more harm than good. So I really believe that you should be a conscious traveler and that there are ways you can travel and have like a positive impact. But I don't think volunteering is actually one of those. So maybe I'll do a video or a blog or something on that to cover it more. But no, you don't need to volunteer when you go to Africa. Like you wouldn't volunteer when you go to France, you wouldn't volunteer when you go to London, and I don't think you need to volunteer when you come to any African country. Okay, and the 5th myth people believe is they think that Africa has to be like this once-in-a-lifetime journey or adventure, like it's like that one safari trip you're gonna take. But the thing is that Africa is huge. I mean, we're talking about 54 different countries. They're all very, very different, and even within the country, they're very, very different. So most likely what's going to happen is you're going to come to Africa, you're going to go to a couple countries, you're going to love it, you're going to run out of time or money, you're going to go back home, you're not going to be able to stop thinking about it, and then you're going to come back and do more countries. And everyone I met who I met when I was backpacking have come back along the way, or they live here now, like me. Like I just got like sucked into moving to Ethiopia. I kept renewing my visa, and now I've been here for years, and I like absolutely love it. So Africa is not a once in a lifetime thing. It's just like a really cool place that you're probably gonna come back and visit multiple times. So maybe like a good metaphor is like if you've been to Paris, you wouldn't say like, oh, I'm not gonna go to Italy because I've already been to Europe. Like no, like you see that there's so many different things. So that's kind of what I would say Africa is like as well. So I hope this clears up some myths you might have. If you have any other questions, leave it in the comments below. You can also find tons of information on my blog, or you can check out my Backpacking Africa course. But I hope this gives you like a little bit more insight into what it's like to be in Africa and to travel here.